Gutless. Don't confuse things. Gutless is not what we're dealing with in this day and age. It really isn't. There's a lot of people that have got some sense of courage, but what they're missing is grit. I call it gritless, not gutless, gritless. The ability to stare hardship in the face, to get into the middle of all the nonsense of, I just call it that suffering. As yesterday I was talking about, suffer for good. Grit is the essential part of success in any endeavor. In any endeavor. In athletics, it's the thing where you grit through the workout. You grit through the climb up the mountain. You grit through the sparring in the ring. You grit through it. You feel your heart pounding. Your respiration is going nuts. You're sweating like mad. You're losing a gallon of water in a workout, maybe more. But the bottom line is, it's grit, grit, grit. It's the success formula or ingredient, part of the formula of success, grit. And yet we've created an environment of so many, I call it men as well, but women, I just call it in general, an environment of gritless people. People who want to retreat back into the comfort, the absolute comfort about where they are. Oh, it's too comfy to just stay on the couch rather than go out for a run and a workout. It's too comfy to not pick up the phone and talk to another prospect or a customer or to find out something new. Gritless. It's a problem. It is a major, major problem in so many ways. And I'm trying to identify the solution to the whole thing with many of the people I work with. Because it's really tough for them to stare adversity in the face, to get out of a comfort zone, to understand that the only place that they can grow from is the place in the ground of grit. Because from the grit, everything starts to rise. Grit. Don't be gritless. Think about it. Grit. It's that thing where you just bear and you bear down and you make things happen. You bear down and you say, I got this. In fact, one of the things that I encourage people to do over and over again is the thing of not only embrace, but seek out the situations that put you in the challenging point in which you have to test your grit. There was a famous John Wayne movie, you probably remember, True Grit. It was the nature of the man, the nature of the person who could really get down and say, I have to bear the burden of what is in front of me today so I can have a better situation for myself and other people around me in the future. Grit. Not gutless, gritless. And I tell you what, it's hard for me to associate with people with little grit. It just is. I've never met a champion athlete that doesn't live in the world of challenging and working through with a high degree of grit. The challenges, anytime you want to achieve anything, realize that it's going to call upon your nature and your grit. You can't stand the motion or movement into the world of gritless. The world's full of gritless people. All you have to do is walk around and just see I call it the waddling people, the way they walk around and stuff. It's too difficult for them to go through the things they need to go through in order to reestablish and reclaim their metabolic health because they're gritless. They're gritless. They are. Can't stand the fact of the folks that sit there and they look and say, I'm not making enough money to live the lifestyle that I really want to live. Great. Let's go out and make something a little bit different, make something more happen. But I don't know how. It doesn't matter. You don't know how. The how part is easy. The why part is what you have to identify. Why do you want to be? But understand that you're going to be faced and it's going to challenge the nature of your grit. Gritless. Don't go there. Don't be that person. Don't be that person lacking in the essence of grit. Grit. So important. so fundamentally important to life and achievement, it isn't funny. The whole social structure around you will try and make it easy that you don't have to challenge yourself. You don't have to put yourself in a position to great. You can have shelter, you can have food, you can have warmth and stuff. You don't have to stretch too far for that. But if you actually want to live the life you want, if you actually decide that you're going to design a life that you can dream of today and project in the future, and know that there are things that you're going to have to do, then it's going to call upon the nature of your grit. So, what's the word? What's the word for the day? The word for the day is grit. Don't be gritless. All right, Coach Richard. Bye bye.